Afternoon. That means me a wife.
Get off my land!
I write you every day. Nothing but death can keep me from it.
Welcome to the Dark Times channel. And so before I get started, make sure you guys go ahead and hit that like button for me. And if you're not subscribed to the channel yet, make sure you go ahead and do that as well. And so we got a new Color Purple that's going to be coming out at the end of 2023. I can't make this shit up. Out of all the movies that Steven Spielberg could have remade, out of all the movies that Oprah Winfrey could have remade, they do a remake of one of the worst films ever made in Hollywood. Because the original Color Purple that debuted in 1985 was the original anti-black male film.
All my life I had to fight. I had to fight my daddy, I had to fight my uncles, I had to fight my brothers. Girl child ain't safe in the family men's.
And it was also the original strong, independent black female film. The I don't need a black man, I can do bad all by myself film. The Color Purple was the originator of all that. And so here we are 40 years later, and Steven Spielberg and Oprah Winfrey are still producing the same content. They don't even try to disguise it. They don't even try to mix it up. They go ahead and reproduce the same crap they put out damn near 40 years ago. And the trailer for Color Purple just came out the other day. And they're promoting it like people actually want to see it. They're promoting it like people are hyped about a new version of the Color Purple coming out. And of course, just like the first film, Steven Spielberg is behind it and Oprah Winfrey is behind it, and they went all out. They spared no expense. They got a lot of the top actresses. They got Taraji P. Henson. They got her. They got Fantasia. They got Chloe Bailey. They got Ciara, who's going to be in it. And so, of course, they went all out and got an all-star female cast to promote this anti-black male film that they're once again going to be pumping out there, just like they did in 1985. That's the only way they could muster up a fraction of some kind of excitement. I won't even say excitement, attention for the movie, because nobody in their right mind would be clamoring to see another Color Purple. Nobody in their right mind would be clamoring to see another film like this. And I can almost guarantee you this new version of the Color Purple is going to be a flop. But it makes very little difference. So the Color Purple is going to be at the theaters for a month at the most, or a couple of weeks. And then after that, you're going to see it pushed on Disney and Netflix or whatever the platforms that they want to put it on. And that's where it comes into play. That's where it comes into play. You're going to have people scrolling through and giving it a watch. People who have never witnessed the Color Purple and never saw the horror of the Color Purple, they're going to give it a watch. And the fact that they got Chloe Bailey to star in this film is very interesting. They knew exactly what they were doing. Chloe Bailey is somebody who has a large, young black female following. And especially with her movie, The Little Mermaid, coming out, she is somebody that is going to have an even larger young black female following. And so they knew exactly what they were doing by getting Chloe Bailey to star in this movie. Because by doing so, they're going to get a good amount of young black girls to want to watch this movie and to want to go see this movie. Because not only is it a remake, they turned it into a musical. And so what young black girl doesn't want to see her on screen? What young black girl doesn't want to see Chloe Bailey on screen right now? What young black girl doesn't want to see Ciara perform? And so they knew exactly what they were doing by bringing this cast together, trying to generate a level of excitement, trying to manufacture that next generation of black females who have a disdain for black men. That's their goal. And so what a lot of people don't realize about film and about cinema in general is that a good film, especially if it's well produced with a large budget, is going to make you feel something. And it's going to make you experience something that you never felt, an experience that you never actually went through. But by the time you get done watching that film, you're going to feel as if you did. You're going to feel as if you lived in 1920 or 1930 and you experienced what Oprah Winfrey felt. You experienced what Chloe Bailey felt. That's what a well-produced film with a large budget can do. And that's why people like going to the theater. That's why people love cinema in general. They want that experience. They want to watch things that they've never experienced before because they want to actually somehow be involved in that experience. And by doing so, depending on what the film is or depending on what the film is about, they're going to experience a level of trauma that they would have never otherwise experienced. On a subconscious level, they're going to be experiencing a level of trauma. And so now they're no longer seeing the world through their own lens. They're seeing it through the lens of Oprah Winfrey, who is on record of being damaged, a person that is broken. And I'm not going to go into her background and her experiences, but her background and her experiences are just that. They're hers and hers alone. Everybody has their own horror stories that they can tell. Both men and women, black and white. Everybody has their own horror stories. But it seems like when it comes to the so-called black man and the so-called black woman, our horror stories are the only ones that get retold and retold over and over again. Especially when it comes to certain producers. In particular, Steven Spielberg. I went down the list of Steven Spielberg movies with an all-black cast, and I was only able to find two. The Color Purple and Amistad. Out of all the movies, out of all the hundreds of projects that Steven Spielberg has been involved with, the only ones that were all black cast just so happens were stories of black pain and black suffering. Where's the all black cast with an E.T.? Where's the all black cast with Goonies? Where's the all black cast with Jaws? If he's got an infatuation with the so-called black community, if he has such a need to tell black stories and to want to be involved in black stories, where are those movies then? We can't exist in fantasy worlds. The only world that we can exist in is in the past when it comes to pain and suffering. This is the kind of sick individuals that we're dealing with when it comes to Hollywood. But what's even sicker is actresses like Taraji P. Henson, Oprah Winfrey, her, Fantasia, Chloe Bailey. That's what's even sicker to me. Nobody forced them to be in these movies. They know what this movie entails. The fact that we still have so-called black people that are still so desperate to be in Hollywood and still so desperate to be on the big screen and to get a little pocket change that they'll do anything. They'll be involved in any kind of buffoonery. That's what's sad. That's why I almost feel like it's a wrap at this point. It's over. We're finished. Nobody has any code. Nobody has any sense of decency or sense of responsibility to the community to not want to be a part of anything like this. And so I don't know where you go from here. I don't know what you do from here. I never thought I would see a remake of The Color Purple. When I saw this, I thought it was a joke. And so I definitely didn't want to spend too much time on this particular video, but it was highly upsetting, to say the least. This is the last remake I ever expected to see. But let me know what y'all think in the comment section. Definitely chime in on this one. And make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And as usual, peace and chaos.